Hi, travelers. Tara here, Hidden Lotus Tarot. I don't know what's, well, yeah, dude, it's Shadow Mercury retrograde. Things are acting weird. I'm going to come to you today with an elemental fire reading. So this will be a general reading. It's a short reading. It's a mini cross for the signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius for April 2016. You can find the fuller extended readings over on the website. Those encompass both romance and work. If you want to go over and take a look at the website, you can always click on the little eye right there in the corner. That'll take you directly over. I do ask if you're interested in purchasing a reading from me, particularly if it's a phone reading, that before you make a payment and I say and because you have to do both, submit the booking form, that you please go and read. It's right at the top when you put that, hover the mouse over readings by phone. There's a sub menu that pops out. At the top, it says important information on booking. I do ask that you read that before you pay me or send me the booking form because it will explain a lot to you. For those of you who are interested in a video reading, there's a separate tab, and that is self-explanatory. I also have membership options, so you do get access to the full individual readings, monthly readings there, but you also get natal birth charts. There's other videos, there's articles, there's lots of stuff. You can go over and check that out through the link there. So please keep in mind that this is a general reading and the messages will not resonate with everyone. This will be for same-sex or heterosexual, no matter what comes out within the cards. There is no, well, it's for the month of April. Please take, again, what you can and disregard what you cannot. I am reading for many people. It is an elemental fire. And in order to gain any, direct answers or clarity into your situation does require a personal reading. I do have the Sibila cards here with me and the angel answer cards. And I always end the reading with an angel answer. And how that works is if there was something, a question that you had or something that you wanted to know about, but it wasn't addressed with this in this particular reading, then, perhaps the angel answer card will answer that for you. So here we go. The first card down is the Knight of Pentacles, the Hermit. Oh, the Devil. That pesky Saturn energy. The Three of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Death card. And underneath, we have the Two of Swords. Now, for those of you who don't know much about the tarot, it is broken into two distinct groups. The first half is called the Major Arcana, and it represents our life and spiritual lessons. And they hold more sway over what are known as the pip cards. And the pip cards are going to be our court cards, which will include our pages, knights, kings, and queens. And we have two court cards of the same suit here. And then our numbered cards. And here we have the Three of Swords. So the three major arcana cards are the Hermit, the Devil, and the Death card. Well, let me get a look at this. We read the cards this way and then this way from past to present. This is the crossing energy. In other words, whatever is happening here, this has an influence. And because it's a major arcana card, it kind of says that, and there are 3 out of 3. So, but the Hermit is a very, I think, powerful card. All of them are powerful. But there's something about the Hermit in the way he has presented himself. And I'm trying to see exactly what they're telling me. What I'm looking at in the center, this is the heart of the matter. Knights typically bring messages or news. And this card typically says that this is some news that you've been waiting for a long, long time. Okay? And the reason why is he's on the slowest horse of all the knights. His horse is big and it is lumbering, and it's a slow horse. He's not in any rush. That pentacle that he's bringing forth is some kind of gift or some kind of news. Now, I look at knights as events. They can represent people. Traditionally, that is what. So this would be an earth sign individual, someone perhaps in their 30s to 40s maybe, who would be a Virgo, a Capricorn, or a Taurus. He typically represents the sign of Taurus, if I'm not mistaken. Coins also represent finances. Now, here I have the actual card of Virgo. This represents the sign of Virgo or the qualities of Virgo. And the Hermit is typically someone who can be aloof and shy, someone who's very, very studious, someone who might be prone to religious, I don't want to say fanaticism, but religious study or metaphysical studies or philosophical studies. Typically closets himself or secrets himself away. He's isolated. This is something that he chooses to do. I think this is how he prefers to be. You can see he's standing frozen in the snow. He's not frozen, but he's standing on a mountaintop in the snow. And the only thing that he has with him is his lamp. Now, the lamp is for him to be able to see his way in the dark. But also, if he's really going to be in his hermit energy, that light is also for him to be able to help other people find their way in the dark. Because he's supposed to go in and be able to look at things and try to get to the essence of a situation, okay? And then once he comes out of that, he should be able to come out and share to you what it is that he's discovered or what he knows. So this is either a message that has been blocked, or one that has not come forward yet, or one that at least is going to require some deep kind of meditation on it. Now, here's the devil. Now, in one respect, because we have, and I forgot to mention that at the beginning, we have 3 planets that are in retrograde. We have Venus, which is retrograded into Aries. We also have Mercury, which is in its pre-shadow retrograde phase. It doesn't go retrograde. I don't know. It may have, no, until April 9th. But it will retrograde into the sign of Taurus. And that is the money house. So this could also be about some financial issues. And the reason why I say that is because here is the devil. Now, the devil represents Capricorn. And Capricorn is so Capricorn represents banks, mortgage companies, universities, governments, immigration, police departments. They represent huge, big businesses, okay? Political, governmental kind of organizations. So the devil, Capricorn, represents big power, okay? But he's also ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the great teacher. Saturn restricts and he limits. He's never really a no. He is a not yet. But also what the devil represents is the physical plane, okay? It's the physical plane. So it's an earth sign. So what the devil represents, he represents food and drink and sex and fine clothes and great cars and fancy trips. And okay, he represents all the things that make the physical plane enjoyable for us. He can sometimes represent those things that we know we love doing that we know we shouldn't do. People who can't control their appetites. But it also speaks to some kind of karmic thing going on. Why? Because it represents being chained and not being able to get away from something. All right? And this is kind of a weird spread. It leads into, this is at the root of the problem. Okay? This is really what's happening. This is why the rest of these cards are here. But we can see that there is some kind of either necessary sacrifice or necessary loss that has taken place. Because sometimes this is what this card represents. But it can also represent 3 people in a situation. Here's the Page of Pentacles, and the page always brings news. And again, he kind of comes in to back up this Knight of Pentacles. So in effect, this could be, in one respect, I'm looking at perhaps the slow disintegration is not really the right word, but I can't find another. The slow disintegration of a relationship, something that has had some kind of stability to it, because a lot of times that's what Saturn wants you to build, something. He's about commitment, and he's about building things that stand the test of time. Saturn is also that energy of paranoia, fear, and anxiety. In other words, sometimes we are so afraid of things that what we try to do is we try to do something else to prevent what it is that we fear from happening. And then we end up making the situation worse. That's known as self-sabotage, okay? But he wants to, you go through that because you're supposed to learn a lesson by it. So Saturn is first, he's cursed, he's self-sabotaging, but then he gives you the opportunity to redeem yourself or the situation. The thing that I'm picking up with the Page of Pentacles is that there's a new element being introduced here. There is some kind of perhaps new message coming in. Sometimes this can indicate a message in the physical world. You know, there's a lot of, so this could literally be about money and property. Learning something. The Page of Pentacles can be someone who is determined. You know, we have these learning cards here. This is what, and maybe this is about getting them, finally understanding what the essence of it is. And now you're able to come out and say, this is what I know. Okay. Why do I know this? Because I've studied it. I've looked at it. I have resigned myself. I've taken a step back. I've removed myself from that situation. And what I have determined is that that no longer works for me. It's time for me to move on. Okay. This is the Death card. And the Death card is all about the ending. So there's a definite ending here. And this could be about, like I said, a slow process of finding out that the relationship, whatever kind of relationship it is no longer holds water. Okay. And it's become really bad, very negative. Okay. And maybe there has been a third person to come in and you have been isolated. Okay. The person maybe has finally told you that there's somebody else in the picture. Something that you may have suspected all along, okay? Because sometimes the Hermit is about your intuition, okay? Trusting what you know deep inside. Looking at that. But not only is it the Death card is about an ending, it is about a transformation of a situation. It is about going from one way of life to another way of life. And the thing about the Death card is nobody can escape death. Nobody can. This is why the king is dead. Even rich, famous people can't escape death. And there is the priest imploring, please, oh, you know, don't come now. And the queen has fainted. And the only one who's not afraid is the kid. Why? Because, well, he doesn't really understand what the hell's going on. But if you can see, there's sunlight in the back. And he's waving the banner. This is the white rose, okay? And the white rose represents purity. And it represents newness. And there is a truth in death. There's a truth in the ending, okay? Which is that nothing can ever stay the same. But we can see that somebody feels as though they don't have enough information to perhaps either accept that, or perhaps maybe they don't... there's something that they don't see about the situation. But I dare say that in one respect, I kind of think it's there before you. Because sometimes the devil can be, we don't recognize, you know, a lot of times what we think we want, or what we say we want, or what we've been doing all along, we know is no longer, it's not good for us. But yet we persist. We don't know how to let go, because this can be about control, and it can be about obsession. It could be about stalking. It could be about, it is about allowing your desires, your basis desires, or the motivations that you have behind things to really enslave you, okay? It is the physical plane, remember? But death is here, is trying to liberate you from that situation in some way. First thing I'm going to do is take a look at what this... You see, the two horses are trying to move forward. And whatever this message is that has come in, or this event that's taken a very, very long time to occur, okay? They're both traveling in the future into the same direction. And maybe this could be, you don't know what you're going to do at this particular point. Maybe that's of two minds. That's what that Two of Swords is all about. Am I fooling myself that I can do this, or am I being fooled? Okay. Let's take a look. Because if I remove this card, it looks like there's, you know, some kind of, and this is Saturn and Libra. And Libra or Saturn does not belong in the sign of Libra. It is ruled by Venus. And so this is about perhaps desiring something so much that you wanted, that you were willing to do anything to get it, but you ended up not getting it. And now that message is just coming through for you. Let's see. Let's see what the Knight of Pentacles is trying to tell us. Great foresight and planning. Here is the Namica, the enemy, the rival, sometimes the other woman, and the Melancholia. So perhaps this is the message: somebody has gone with someone else, and you are just now coming to the realization that there won't be a reconciliation. The person won't be returning. The ending has come, and it has been slow coming in. Okay? I want to look at what the devil is telling us. And then I want to look at the Hermit card. The Death card needs no explanation, no clarification. It is a complete separation and transformation of a situation. Excuse me. Now, the flip side of that might be that it could be I'm going to come back to that because I'm getting conflicting messages. Yeah. There's a halt. Somebody's being caught. And this also can be indicative of hidden, because what do troops do? This says relationship with law enforcement, but it also is just a plain old indication of somebody who is locked up. Okay. I think you kind of get the drift on that. But there's also they do secret movements. They do black ops. This card came out for somebody else. I think it was the air reading, the air elemental. But they also do black ops. They do surveillance. They do, and this could be one thing, like maybe you caught somebody with somebody you would, you know, maybe you've been stalking them or doing your own investigations behind the scenes, and you literally caught the person with this other person. The Limoneo. Now that speaks to a bond, a marriage, a contract, and it speaks to the highly spiritual nature. Again, there's a karmic component to this. And then we have the tears, the dispiacere. It kind of reads like not being able to accept that that there's another relationship that has come about. It could also be such that it's on the tip of my tongue. I'll have to come back to that. Let's take a look at the message that was trying to come through was that you, maybe someone has just now said to you, you know, I'm never going to leave that person. You know, you find out that this relationship has been going on for years. It's just now coming to light for you. And you say to you try to give the person an ultimatum, you leave them or else. And the person says, well, it's or else. I'm never going to leave them. So the question becomes, now what do I do? As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to look at the Hermit, because that's an indication of someone who is really alone and isolated. Now, I was looking at these 3 cards, and I'm going to come back to those because they're trying to tell me something on top of this night. I want to take a look at the 2 of Swords here. Isn't that interesting? This is odd. The card is the Giovane Fanciulla, which is attraction to a young girl. But if we're not looking at it necessarily like that, then it could be the quality or the characteristics of a person. You see, we want to look at this like a virgin. And virgin doesn't mean someone who is sexless. Virgin is a woman who is fully capable of taking care of herself. That means that she has no master. Okay? She's not been married. She has no owner. She has no master. But yet she's fully able and capable of taking care of herself. Now, we could look at it like that. Amore, the love card. But this is telling me something else, that there might possibly be somebody else in the picture. Then we have the Letterato. This is the discovery card. So this could, like I said, very well be, oh, this is so odd, that what are these 3 cards trying to tell me? They're trying to tell me something else. And maybe sometimes, maybe this La Namica could even be you being your own worst enemy. Remember, we were just talking about that. And realizing that maybe there was something that, not that you did anything wrong. You know, we all make mistakes. We just have to be willing to own up to them, take a look at them, admit when we've been wrong. That doesn't always necessarily make the situation better, but in the long run, what it does is it gives you a bit of insight into yourself and how you behaved surrounding a particular situation. All right. If this did not address any of your situation, your questions, what have you, I'm going to pull 1 angel answer card, and I ask that you formulate your question in your mind, and perhaps the angel answer card will give you, if not an answer, some comfort and solace if that is what you need, or maybe point you in the direction in which you should go or should not go. That's a very odd reading. What was this for fire? Yeah, this is a fire sign for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All right, 1 card. Be assertive. Now, I don't know what that means, but hopefully it means something for some of you or someone out there. Okay? And until next time, thank you for allowing me to read for you. Namaste.